Singapore is doing something no country has ever attempted at this scale. They're building a port so large it's visible from space. And they're not just expanding it. They're creating new land from the sea to construct what will become the world's most advanced shipping hub. This isn't just a few docks and warehouses. It's a 20-year mega project that will eventually span 1,337 hectares and operate almost entirely through automation. It's called Tuas Megaport, and when it's finished, it'll be able to process 65 million containers every year, more than any port operating today. We're talking about a facility the size of an international airport, almost entirely automated, designed to handle the biggest cargo ships on Earth, and built from scratch on land that didn't even exist 10 years ago. So, why is one of the smallest countries on the planet investing over $20 billion to become a global shipping giant? How will this shape global trade? And what makes Tuas different from every other port on Earth? Let's find out. To understand the Tuas Megaport, you first need to understand Singapore's obsession with the sea. Singapore isn't a large country. It's a city-state, about 280 times smaller than Texas, with no natural resources and not a lot of land. But what it does have is location. Back in 1819, the British East India Company realized that Singapore sat at the perfect point between the Indian Ocean and the South China Sea. So they set up a trading post. That move would define Singapore's future. Then came the Suez Canal in 1869. This shortcut between Europe and Asia turned Singapore into a critical stop on one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. It became a bridge between the East and the West. When Singapore gained independence in 1965, it had few options. It couldn't rely on agriculture or oil. Instead, it turned to trade. The government focused heavily on port development, building some of the most efficient container terminals in the world. Within 2 decades, it worked. By the 1980s, Singapore was the world's busiest port, a title it would defend for years. So why has Singapore's shipping industry been so successful? It's not just geography, it's planning. Singapore has kept its taxes low, its rules transparent, and its economy open to foreign companies. It's become one of the most business-friendly countries in the world. That's allowed its port to grow fast. Today, over 140,000 ships pass through Singapore's waters every year, an average of 1 ship every 4 minutes. The port handles everything from oil to electronics to food, making it one of the world's most important trade hubs. And it connects to over 600 ports across 120 countries. But as container traffic grew, Singapore's old system started to show cracks. The port operations were spread out across multiple terminals, and space was running out fast. So in 2015, Singapore did what it always does: plan ahead. The Tuas Megaport is one of the largest infrastructure projects in Singapore's history, and it's being built in 4 major phases. Phase 1, 2015 to 2022. The government began by reclaiming land from the sea. Over 400 hectares. An area larger than Monaco was created using dredged sand and a massive 8.6-kilometer seawall. The seabed was deepened, and the reclaimed land was raised to protect against future sea level rise. They also installed 21 deep-water berths, capable of handling ultra-large container vessels. Phase 2, 2019 to 2027. Construction expanded westward, adding another 387 hectares. More land, more seawalls, and a large maintenance base to keep the entire system running. At this stage, they're preparing for even more advanced automation systems and larger berths. Phases 3 and 4, 2027 to 2040. The final 2 phases will complete the port's full footprint and expand it to 66 berths total. That's nearly double the capacity of the current busiest port in the world. These final phases will see the rollout of fully automated systems across the entire terminal. By 2040, Singapore will have consolidated all its port operations into a single, streamlined mega facility. Let's put this into perspective. At full capacity, Tuas Megaport will handle 65 million TEUs. That's 20-foot equivalent units, the standard size of a shipping container. For reference, the Port of Shanghai, currently the world's busiest, moves around 47 million TEUs annually. That means Tuas could outpace even China's largest port. The entire complex will cover over 1,300 hectares, roughly the size of Los Angeles International Airport, and over 2.5 times larger than New York's JFK. And it's already working. Even though only one phase is complete, Tuas has processed 10 million containers since 2022. That's more than many fully built ports in other countries. Singapore is not waiting until 2040. The future is already arriving, one container at a time. What really sets Tuas apart is its use of technology and automation. Every part of the port is engineered to be smart. There are automated stacking cranes that can move and sort containers with zero human input. Each of these cranes is as tall as a 12-story building. Drones monitor container stacks and inspect equipment from the air. Ground operations are carried out by driverless vehicles, which move containers between the dock and storage areas. Workers use AR smart glasses to access digital schematics and cargo data in real time. And powered exoskeletons help them handle tasks that are physically demanding. All of it is monitored from a centralized control tower, where operators can oversee every crane, vehicle, and dock through live data feeds and AI-assisted systems. This level of automation isn't just for speed. It's also about safety, precision, and resilience in a world where global supply chains are under constant stress. Singapore isn't just building bigger, it's building cleaner. Ports are usually major polluters, but Tuas is trying to set a new standard. Half the port's equipment will be fully electric. Cranes, vehicles, and other machines are being designed to run on renewable power, with solar panels supplying energy to buildings and infrastructure. Tuas is expected to cut port emissions by 50%, with a goal of reaching net zero carbon output by 2050. It's also been built with future sea level rise in mind. The entire port sits 5 meters above the mean sea level, helping it withstand climate-driven flooding in the decades to come. Singapore wants Tuas to serve as a blueprint for future ports, one where growth doesn't have to come at the environment's expense. Global trade is changing fast. There's growing demand, tighter margins, and more geopolitical instability. But even with those pressures, 80% of world trade still moves by sea. That's where Tuas fits in. By consolidating all its terminals into one smart megaport, Singapore reduces transit time, improves efficiency, and strengthens its role as a central node in global logistics. Tuas will help Singapore stay ahead of regional competitors like Port Klang in Malaysia or Tanjung Priok in Indonesia. It will also attract more transshipment business thanks to faster processing times and more reliable scheduling. Beyond economics, the port is also expected to create tens of thousands of jobs in tech, logistics, engineering, and services. It's not just a shipping hub, it's a new engine for national growth. Tuas Megaport is a monumental project. It's a story of foresight, planning for 2040 when most countries can barely manage next year. It's a story of engineering, moving the sea, raising the land, automating the future. And it's a story of strategy, how a tiny island nation continues to punch far above its weight on the world stage. But it's also a massive risk. Will Tuas be the blueprint for future global ports, or an overbuilt monument to ambition? What do you think? Does the world need more megaports or smarter logistics? Drop your thoughts in the comments.